Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button right now for your boy. It's your host, F. Merritt. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button right now. Hit the notification button. When I post it, you get it. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Teofimo Lopez has been doing his media run around everybody, talking about Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, everybody. Listen, salute to Teo. But my question to everybody is, why does Teofimo Lopez get a pass? Now, salute to Teo. His resume, you can't argue with his resume, right? He beat Richard Comey. He beat Lomachenko. He barely lost to Kambosos, even though a lot of people thought he got his ass whooped. But he lost to Kambosos. He had a meltdown in the ring. After that, he did beat Josh Taylor. But after that, it's been a lot of questionable fights. The Jermaine Ortiz fight, some people still had Jermaine Ortiz beating Teofimo Lopez. Sandor Martin, he got dropped in that fight. It really should have been dropped twice, but Teofimo Lopez barely won that fight. A lot of people had Sandor Martin winning that fight. I don't even know what's going on with Teo, but he's taking on Clagett this weekend in Miami. You check that out. Go get your tickets. Do what you got to do. Salute the Top Rank. But a lot of people are like, who? No disrespect to Clagett at all. But, I mean, why is Teofimo Lopez not having pressure being put on him to take on the Ryan Garcias of the world, the Gervonta Davises of the world? Hell, run it back with Kambosos. I know you're at 140 right now. That's fine. That's cool. But Keyshawn wants to fight with you. Keyshawn Davis called you out. He said he would come to 140 and take on Teofimo Lopez. Sparring footage of Teofimo Lopez and Keyshawn Davis has dropped a little bit. Okay, cool. Rumors of what happened behind the scenes with Teofimo Lopez, Pops, and Keyshawn Davis's crew has emerged. Okay, cool. But why does nobody really put pressure on Teofimo Lopez to fight the big name dudes? Like, and we're not talking about like the Josh Taylors and Lomachenkos. He's done that. Salute to him. He did that. You can't argue that performance against Josh Taylor when it was an undefeated Josh Taylor. Even though he gave up a lot of the belts, he was an undefeated Josh Taylor at 140 pounds with the Ring Magazine and I believe the WBO belt. You cannot argue with Teofimo Lopez. He beat the man that was the man at 140 pounds. He beat Lomachenko during the pandemic, even though Lomachenko didn't throw any punches for the first 6 rounds. The more I think about that, the more it really pisses me off. We sat there waiting for 6 rounds before this man Lomachenko started letting his hands go. Nonetheless, Teofimo Lopez got it done. But the same pressure that should be applied to Gervonta Davis, and Gervonta Davis is starting to fight the guys, why is that same pressure not being put on Teofimo Lopez to fight a Ryan Garcia, to fight a Devin Haney, especially when Devin Haney was getting all in his face at a particular fight? I believe it was, I'm not sure what fight it was, but it was on DAZN. When they was nose to nose and Teofimo Lopez kept screaming at Bill and Devin Haney saying, what happened to the meeting with Bob and blah, 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 blah. And it was a meeting. It wasn't a meeting. I don't know. But all I know is after this fight, Teo better have a big name lined up. We better have a Tank. We better have a Keyshawn. We better have, well, I'm not saying Keyshawn a big name yet, but at the same time, a guy that is worthy of a good fight. I think Teofimo Lopez and Keyshawn Davis is a great fight. I think Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez is a great fight. Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez is a great fight. Gervonta Davis, Teofimo Lopez is a great fight. Ryan Garcia, all that. Throw Rolly in there. Hell. Fight Rolly. I don't care. Fight these guys. It's time to put pressure on Teofimo Lopez to get the bigger names. Now, this may be, is this his last fight on Top Rank? Somebody let me know if it is, because okay, it makes sense. Let me go get this easy fight. I'm out of this contract now. I can kind of move around, do what I want to do. But I doubt the zone's gonna want Teofimo Lopez. Not after that whole situation of him losing to Kambosos, him going off on the zone, him going off on Eddie Hearn. So you might have burnt the bridge there. I don't know. I think the zone is they want the big fight. So I think they'll pay for the big fight. But hell, we want the big fights, ladies and gentlemen. So somebody tell me, why is Teofimo Lopez getting a pass when it comes to putting him in there with the big name guys that he grew up with? The Devin Haneys, the Shakurs, the Ryan Garcias, the Gervonta Davis. Why is Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Davis not a reality right now? Especially, I'm going to say this again, especially since Ryan Garcia is going to be out for a year. Devin Haney says he's taking some time off. Why are we not trying to make Gervonta Davis and Teofimo Lopez? I don't know. Teofimo Lopez was on a podcast or whatever. He talked about Gervonta Davis, and he was like, man, his head is on a swivel. They don't want to make that. He was talking about him being a Muslim and all that other stuff. Man, I don't know. But if you talking like that, you better have a good performance this weekend against Clagett. 2, you better be calling out Gervonta Davis' name and saying, hey, I want that fight. Let's make that fight happen. 3, if you don't want to be at 140 anymore, you want to move it to 147, well, guess who's waiting on everybody at 147? You got a Mario Barrios. That is a great fight. You've got Jerron Boots Ennis, who has an IBF strap, so you can't say he's not bringing nothing to the table. It's time for these guys to have the pressure being put on them to make some big fights in boxing. And I think we got to start with Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez should not be getting any more passes or excuses or nothing. After this fight, I look at this fight. I'm not going to say I'm looking at this fight as a tune-up, but I'm looking at this fight right here as the beginning of Teofimo Lopez going on a big run of collecting big names in boxing. It better happen, or it's going to be a problem. With that being said, let me know what you guys think about this situation. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. It's your host, F. Merritt, Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. I'm out.